This is a massive row which has broken out over the select committee for the Lokpal. The 8-member search committee was to select the names for the various posts of Lokpal, the anti-corruption ombudsman, and now the top jurist Fali Nariman is opting out of the committee, shooting off an angry letter to the PMO. Nariman feels that the process of selection of Lokpal has put the credibility of the office under the scanner.
I can confirm that this is another huge embarrassment for the centre. Not that the centre is short of embarrassments, but India's top jurist Fali Nariman has just written a letter to the Prime Minister's office, a very angry letter, questioning the entire process through which the government is trying to select the Lokpal. He says that the process is so flawed, so questionable, that he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. In fact, he says that the process that has been set up to try and find the next Lokpal is a process which will not find the most competent, the most independent and the most courageous person to be the Lokpal.
Right.
And this letter has been sent to the Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, Mr. Narayan Swamy. On the 21st of February, the government had put up Mr. Fali Nariman as one of the 8 members of a search committee under the Lokpal Act of 2013, which in turn will prepare a panel of persons for the selection committee to look at, which will then ultimately make the selection of who the Lokpal will be.
Right.
Now, obviously, Fali Nariman has thought this one through, and he has said that he is unwilling to accept this appointment because, in his view, this is no way in which an institution as vital and as important as the Lokpal should be constituted. And I can tell you, this is going to be at a point of time when every single decision of the government is being questioned. Fali Nariman is a very well-respected jurist. His turning down the process, his raising an eyebrow and saying the process is questionable will lead to a massive loss of credibility for the process, and in fact put a big blot on the already very questionable and pathetic record of the Prime Minister of India.
Right, Arnab, is there any clarity at all as to what Fali S. Nariman's reservations are, what his main concerns are?
Well, I think the basic reservation that Fali Nariman has, as I put out, and I think Navika has some more details on this as well. If Navika is there, she can share it with us. Navika.
Well, it is very clear that the entire process of the selection of Lokpal has hit an all-time credibility low. First, there was a problem in the selection of P.P. Roy, co-opting him as one of the members of the select committee, which Sushma Swaraj, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, had objected to. Government overruled her 3:1 and went ahead and appointed P.P. Rao in the selection committee. Now, in the search committee that has been prepared by this selection committee, where Fali Nariman was the eminent jurist who was brought in, he stepped down. Fali Nariman clearly feels that this is not the way of selecting a Lokpal. Applications coming in for a position or as high as Lokpal is completely ridiculous, according to what our sources close to Fali Nariman tell us. In fact, he feels that anybody who applies for a job of a Lokpal should in any case be disqualified. So huge row over the Lokpal search committee now coming in with eminent jurist Fali Nariman opting out of this entire issue. And we will see in the coming days the divisions between the BJP and the Congress sharpening even more after this, because this selection committee and the search committee that it had appointed clearly not going down well with the BJP. The BJP feels that the UPA is actually hurrying through this appointment because it wants a Lokpal of its own choice to be placed before the election.
But Bhavika, at this point of time, if Fali Nariman has decided to say that I'm not going to be engaged in a process which itself is completely farcical, will there not be pressure on the government to call off the selection, to call off the committee or reconstitute the committee? Can the Prime Minister's office completely disregard Fali Nariman's letter and say that we don't care what Fali Nariman, a man of great integrity and stature, thinks about the whole process, and go ahead with what we want to do anyway? After all, Navika, this is not appointment of any other post. This is the appointment of the Lokpal. And if the process itself is dented, then can the government just continue and not care, not respond to Fali Nariman and just replace Fali Nariman with somebody else? I would think that would be almost impossible. What do you think?
Absolutely, Arnav, but it depends on how brazen this government is. Katie Thomas, eminent judge of the former judge of the Supreme Court, has been placed at the head of the search committee. We'll have to wait and watch what his views on Fali Nariman opting out. The fact is not just that Fali Nariman has declined to be part of the search committee. The fact is the reasons that he's put forth for it, that he thinks that the entire process itself is flawed.